Hello people, it's Bal Gaming, and today let's talk about the Night Roc, which is the newest pet released by Call of Dragons so far. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about why I think the Night Roc is the current best pet, probably actually, hands down, but definitely the best pet for archers that has been released into the game, and I would rank it actually over the previous archer pet, which was the Snow Peak Roc. But before we get into why I think this is the best archer pet currently in the game, let's pull some gifts and see what skills we can get. Currently set at 540. Let's run some pulls. Let's do the 10s first to get it down to 500. Alright, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy there either. Oh! Oh my goodness! That was extremely lucky. That's my first 3-star. Oh my gosh, that I've gotten from this. That's huge. I might save this for my build at the end, which I'll tell you about. Great. All right, let's leave that. Nice. Let's draw 100. I don't even care anymore. That made my day. Nothing crazy here. Let's see what we can get today. Oh, not my favorite skill. Remember, this one is all to do with pet skill damage and pet skill crit rate. So this particular skill does not affect your actual hero's crit rate. So I wouldn't say this is a very good skill, to be honest. Another 100. Again, I really don't like the skill. It doesn't do much. 100. Let's see. Well, I do like this one. It's a 0-star, but I do like this skill. I like both of these skills, actually, for archer pets. Crit rate. This is really good on a Hosk Kanara march. This is good on basically any archer march. Yep, not a fan of this one. And not a fan of that one either. Alright, we are done. Let's go back to talk about the Night Roc. So let's look at the Night Roc. Let's look at the base one, the 0-star, and then let's look at the 1-star as well. I was lucky enough to capture this and build this so far at the start of the season, and I caught this just towards the end of last season. So let's look at the base stats. We're looking at level 53, which is not fully maxed. We're looking at a nearly 1% Legion normal crit rate percent for 7 seconds, determined by luck. And this is a constant, I believe. So on normal attack, this crit rate occurs for 7 seconds when this rage skill occurs. So your hero will do the rage skill, your second hero does the rage skill, and then when this rage skill pops up by the pet, for 7 seconds you get 0.92 crit rate. And then you also have this 30% chance on every normal attack to deal additional damage of 31.77, again determined by luck. So that's the current the rage skill done by the pet. Let's look at the 1-star version. So with the 1-star version at a similar level, you can see we now get a 1.62% crit rate on when it fires off the rage skill, and it lasts a whopping 7 seconds, which is actually quite long. You can see looking at this, it's just under a double the crit rate percent on a 1-star, and on a 2-star it goes up even better. You also still have that 30% chance to deal additional damage on normal attacks, which is really nice because archers are all about normal attacks usually. And you can see the damage is quite a bit higher on the 1-star, 58.72. So you can see that the important stats for Night Rocs, like all archer pets, essentially would be your luck, your agility, and your strength. I would say they're the key ones, and spirit to an extent as well. So when you regenerate your pet, which you can see I've done, try to get the legendary and try to get this stat prioritized as high as you can, because then you can get this skill to have the highest stats possible. You can see I've built my skills here, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. But before I do, I want to tell you why I think this is the best pet for archers. So looking at the current archer pairs in the game, we obviously have the tried and tested Kanara, which can pair with Nico, alright, which is down here. Or you can pair Kanara with Hosk, or Hosk with Kanara with the Hosk primary. And this is what we call a counter-attack build. So you can see I've spec'd this completely for normal attacks and counter-attacks. So normal attack, rage to do more of it. We have crit damage, we have crit rate, we have, what else do we have here? We have more counter-attack here. So it's all to do with sort of crit rate modification, normal attacks, and counter attacks, right? This is because the Husk Awaken gives you an increased counter-attack crit rate, which goes up to a whopping 30%, right? So with the Hoskinara March, crit rate is also super important. So obviously a pet like this, which gives you a constant 1.62 crit rate on normal attacks for 7 seconds, is very powerful, because the talent built on Husk, as you can see, matches up really well with modifying crit rate, right? Here and here, okay? And then if you look at obviously the other archer pair, which I don't have leveled, because as you can see I haven't been able to get this ready. You know, the Syndrian Frago or Frago Syndrian pair is just all about doing normal attacks, and it's all about doing crit, right? So it's a slam dunk. I mean, you have to use Night Roc with your Syndrian Frago, or else you're doing something wrong. But as I've shown, it can also be used for the other meta archer pair, which is Hoskinara or Kinara Husk, or even your Kinara and Nico, because as you can look at Nico, let's bring him up. Nico has a counter attack bonus, 20%, right? And then Kinara also has a counter attack here as well, 30%. So having increased crit rate is good for basically all of the archer heroes. And on top of that, with the Night Roc, you're not only getting crit rate, you're also able to do damage on the normal attacks with a 30% rate. So I think this is a super overpowered pet. I think it beats out this one by a fairly large margin, as this only gives you physical attack, which you can get from many other sources, and then it only occurs on the defense break, and you only get a damage. So there's no crit rate here, it's just a bit of attack and damage. I'd much prefer getting crit rate, as that's what you're trying to do with archers most of the time. Looking at their important skills, as always, I would say getting crit damage, alright? And crit rate is quite good. I would say crit damage is actually more important, because your rate is already so high with the Hoskinara and Syndrian Fraga, so buffing the damage you do when you do crits is really, really good. Obviously, defense penetration is fantastic as well. Mitigating as much defense allows you to do more damage. I've also got this HP bypass, which is sort of okay. But looking into the skills which are really good, obviously, you know, your where is it? Yeah, your track and hunt, you know, crit rate, your counter attack crit rate is good as well. Basically anything to do with crit, physical damage, and defense penetration are all really good skills to have on your Night Roc. So wishing you all the best. Go out and have some fun catching these. I know it can be annoying to get a 1-star, but I hope you do, or even a 2-star, which is even better. And the last little tidbit which I want to show you is my current 3 stars. So I bought this from the last season's end of season shop. This is a super good skill. Increases the trigger chance by, you know, almost double. You know, the Ravage is a skill when you get the additional damage. And then I just got this Track and Hunt, which gives you an increased crit rate of 4.53, which applies to the Legion directly, which is just insane. So I would advise you, when you get 3-star skills, to not apply them to a pet until you get a pet with a rage skill that's up at least 2 stars. I wouldn't even do it to a 1-star, because eventually you'll catch a 2-star in the wild, even if it takes you months, even if it takes you a year. So I would hoard these super valuable skills and hope that you can get a 2-star, and then apply it and hope obviously that it goes in the right slot. Do note that there's an update coming, which is allowing us to, I think, lock skill slots, enabling you to apply the skill to the slot you want. So please hold on to your 3-star skills until that update comes. As always, have fun and get out there and catch some pets. Peace out.